New Year. Victor here from Young Property Investors Brisbane, and I'm here for my first blog of the year, which will be running a series of relating to mindset and property investing. I thought at the start of the year, what better place to start than with goal setting. A lot of people look at their goals and they think at the start of the year that let's make a New Year's resolution. Well, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions because they're generally confessions about the things that you haven't done or want to do, and you're making them generally from the comfort of your couch or in your car on the way to work, and they're usually along the lines of lose weight, eat better, work harder, put more time into your relationship or into your work or outside businesses. But the difference between what I think you should be doing now versus what a lot of people do is resolutions are generally made at the start of the year with no set platform to build off, whereas goals should be built with short, mid and long term aspirations. The way I tend to look at goals, and especially a lot of this will be related to property, is looking at your long term goals first and then working your way back. So for instance, say you're looking at generating $100,000 of passive income per year from property, and you're looking at doing that from a variety of different things, say renovations and subdivisions, buy and hold and developments. Well, you may start at the end goal of saying, alright, if I can invest, and being a Steve McKnight mentor, he's big on investing debt-free commercial property. So say you can invest at 10% commercial property, $1 million debt-free. That would give you your $100,000 of passive income a year. And say you made that your plan for 10 years, 5 or 10 years time, let's say 10 years, then you work back and you say, well, how much capital do I need to invest, need to generate per year over those 10 years? And so this would be looking at more breaking down your goal into $100,000 per year for 10 years or $200,000 per year for 5 years, and then you look back and you say, well, is my current level of investing sophistication suited to be able to generate that amount? If it's say $100,000 a year, how much do you think you can generate per deal if say you're doing quick turn renovations, or have you got the ability to find areas that are going to generate $100,000 of capital growth per year? If you're say doing a subdivision or renovation, can you do 3 deals at $35,000 a year, or 2 deals at $50,000 a year? That'll give you your $100,000. And if you're looking at fast tracking it and being in 5 years, do you look at doing? Do you think you can cope at say 4 deals at $50,000 a year? If you can't, well then you're often going to have to change your long-term goal, but rather than starting at your short-term goals and building back. If you're say looking at making your midterm goal, okay, I need to over the next 5 years generate a half of that, so that's $500,000. Well, then you can look at that, and you may at that 5-year mark say, I'm going to change from subdivisions, renovations and buy and hold into developments. When you've got a larger buying capacity, your sophistication's increased and your knowledge of the property market's improved. And in that stage you go, okay, well, what can I make per development deal? It may take 18 months, but I may be able to generate $200,000 per deal. And then in that case, then you say, well, I need to do 2.5 deals over the next 5 years, or the final 5 years. So your midterm goal is saying, can I get $100,000 per? Can I get that $100,000 per year for 5 years, and then can I up the amount that I'm making over that next period? Then when we take it back to the shorter term goals, you're looking at what do I need to do to make that $100,000, to make that $35,000 or $50,000 per deal? And we touched on that briefly and setting out how many deals can you do. And for those things to come about, you have to really look at A, have you got the ability to get the finance? B, have you got the finance yourself? And C, have you got the knowledge? If you don't have these things, then you have to transition from what we'll talk about in later webinars or blogs is are you a me investor or a we investor? Do you need other people to make your property investing goals happen? Do you need to bring in somebody that you fund a deal and learn from? Do you bring in money to, do you bring in somebody who has the money and you use them as a money partner and you're the knowledge partner? Or do you work in a joint venture where you've both got a little bit of capital and a little bit of knowledge, and you can learn things along the way? And so taking these steps back, rather than saying I'm going to get my first investment property or make X amount of money off it over the next 5 years, let's look at what your long-term goals are, what your mid-term goals are, and what your short-term goals are. And if your short-term goals involve a finance or knowledge partner, how are you going to find them? Those should be your immediate-term goals. What steps do you have to put in place? What things do you have to do? Do you have to turn up to meetings like we run? Do you have to turn up to other ones? Do you have to network with people to show them that you've got something to offer? And if that's the case, well, you need to put that in your immediate-term goals. So from that, I'd say let's look at changing our thoughts from New Year's resolutions / confessions to New Year's goals set with a good target in mind. That being said, we're going to make a series of webinars / blogs that'll be going up on our website. So, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a comment below about what your goals are with your long, medium and short-term goals. Also, like our Facebook page where we have regular discussions, and our Twitter page where there's lots of great content for you to read up to increase your investing sophistication. I look forward to working with you in the year ahead. Have a great one.